Friends, we are at IKEA. I need to do a little shopping, but I thought it might be fun to take you inside because I'm going to go over some of the things that I've used and I have loved and I might recommend. So let's go see if we can find some treasure. We're gonna try not to get distracted by shiny things because I love an IKEA shopping trip so much. But we're gonna dive in, we're gonna be laser focused. I'm gonna apply my shopping rules where like, I know what I'm looking for. So it's like, I gotta stick to the outdoor, I gotta stick to things I know and I've purchased before, and then we'll get creative. So friends, I wanna start out with something that is more like outdoor living, outdoor entertaining. This is the Helgeo rod. It is rated for indoor and outdoor use. Now, this is not something that is gonna live outdoors, but I have seen these rods go for an exorbitant amount of money. And this one is great because it has that like telescoping rod in the middle. But this is so lovely if you're having a party, you wanna kind of like bring some outdoor lighting to your party. That's another thing when you're outdoors. It sets such a beautiful ambiance. They have this strung up with like this little thing of lanterns, which is like so stinking cute. So down here, they have this sized where basically you can attach it to any table. And so for example, I could have this out on my patio. And what's really fun is I know it's getting to May, which is graduation season. And so for me, if I was looking to invest in an item that looked higher end and I can use in a myriad of ways, I would totally do something like this because it's so flexible. Also, this thing extends from 45 inches to 92 inches. And so depending on your space, you have some serious flexibility. And I just love this. Even if you're bringing out like a table for a graduation party, a baby shower, a bridal shower, using something like this automatically takes it to the next level. Okay, let's dive into the rest of IKEA. There's more good stuff to show you. Stay focused. We're on a mission. We're on nope. Go. So one of my like most used items for setting ambiance in a garden is actually lighting. And one thing that's really fun, even if you're in a temporary space like a condo or an apartment and you want that ambiance outside, is something like this. Okay, this is new to IKEA. It is the lamp pan. And this is an LED portable lamp. Okay, here's what's really cool. For me, I'm gonna do the white because I'm kind of a traditionalist in that way. However, I have kids, and if they were having friends over and I was throwing a party, I might do more of a yellow. Oh, that's actually really, oh my God. That's actually a beautiful warm light. Or red, pink, blue, light blue. I mean, green. So honestly, whether you are an adult or you have kids, this is one of those things where at $12.99, if this thing gets broken, I'm not gonna cry about it. It is rechargeable and does take batteries. If you are just getting into your indoor plant parenthood journey, I might recommend an IKEA plant. A couple things when you're picking them out. Number one, lift it. If she is light, put it back. Second, if they have some of these trays, what's really cool is it's actually a moisture wicking mat. I don't think people realize this, but this entire tray fills with water, and when these little guys sit on it, it like wicks moisture up into the root system. So A+ IKEA, because most places don't put any sort of thought like this into a plant. And if you dig enough, you can find some gorgeous specimens. Okay, friends, I was hard pressed for a watering can one day and I picked up this Bad Ride, and I will tell you right now, I hate it. Here's why. You really don't have very good control because of the shape. As soon as you go to water anything, the chances of all of your water flooding out are very high. The other thing, this is not a closed spout. So water, if you are not watching what you're doing, it can spill everywhere. I give this a hard pass. Also, I know it's like $2.49, $1.99, but we can do better. This might be something I would recommend. The tricky thing about this guy, and this is where I don't think gardeners are actually designing this stuff, is because trying to fill this little tiny spout is kind of a headache. However, a plus for the tiny spout, because this is really great for indoor plants when you're trying to really target that root zone and not get water everywhere. This green one below, I actually would prefer this one over this tiny guy. You're gonna have a much easier time filling it. You still have the really kind of like dialed in spout. So if you are gonna go with something like this, go for this. But again, this is a style I'm only gonna use on my indoor plants. So I wanna show you something else. This is called the Bjorn Bamboo, I think. Not sure on the pronunciation. They have this larger size, and then they have like an oblong one that has little handles on either end. It comes with a plastic liner, which is amazing. Here's what I love about this. This is incredibly durable. To test this out, I actually left mine out all winter long, and it performed beautifully. In fact, it's not cracked, it's not fragile, and mine was in a Seattle winter and we got well below the freezing level. So this might be something I would choose. The other really cool thing is the other one that's oblong. If I'm just out of time and I need a quick centerpiece, I literally have this little plastic insert. I plop in my like 4-inch rounds, and then you can also bottom water. So it's like instant centerpiece. Oh, and bonus points, if you don't want to see the pots, you can put in a bunch of like florist moss, and then you don't have to see them. Okay, next size down, the Flawed Bjork. Again, really, really durable. I left mine out all winter. Not a single sign of damage. It was amazing. And so if you want to do smaller things, you want to do a little cluster, a little decor, this is fantastic. The other thing is you can actually use this inside because it does have that plastic liner. And I actually found that this plastic liner was pretty durable. If you do have this outside and you're in a rainy climate, you can simply punch a couple holes in it if you want, and then all the water goes through. By the way, the reason that this is so sturdy is it actually has like a powder coated steel frame inside, which is really like, it's shockingly substantial. These are polyethylene handles and this faux basket wrap, but no fading, really held up well for me. So my main beef with all of these adorable bistro sets is that none of them, in my opinion, are very comfortable or have like the substance that I think is gonna last more than a couple seasons. This is my one exception to it. This is the series called Namaro. It's all done with acacia wood. I feel like it is the sturdiest. Also, it is the best sit, because keep in mind when you're having people over, if you give them like this tiny little thing to sit on, that is not comfortable for anyone. So what's also nice is that this seat actually has some curvature to the back that is substantial. Like for example, this one right next to me, it is straight across the back. You don't feel comfortable. This isn't any place that you would want to sit. Whereas the Namaro, you actually can kind of like sit back in this. I've got extra seat on either side of my cheeks here. And so this is probably the only bistro set that I would put my money behind, because others I just feel like are not inviting. But this one, the warmth of the acacia, the curvature of the back, the small scale, this one is my pick for a small space. Bonus points here, it is folding. So if you're truly in a small space, this is like perfection. So now I want to show you two things that I actually came to look at today. And the first one is this Namaro. This is more of that like bar top height. And I was actually looking at this. Instead of using it as like bar seating in my working space, I was actually looking at this as a potting, kind of like a potting table alternative, because you can fit two 10-20 trays, which is a very common tray size that I work with. This actually is 15 inches deep, so I've got a little bit of wiggle room there. And so I thought it'd be kind of a cool situation for potting things on, organizing for container clients. I'm gonna think on it a little bit and bring it back to my space to kind of fiddle around with dimensions. But I think that this actually could be a really cool option for a sort of untraditional potting station. The only thing for me that's really lacking is I would ideally love to put a 10-20 tray lengthwise. So we could look at doing 2 of them together. I don't think that's quite the vibe I'm going for. Also, I think you could take this acacia. I saw a really cool trellis over there. I'll show that to you in a second, but I also thought I could hang something like that above it for kind of additional tool storage. So this is on my radar as something that I think could fit a lot of different kind of needs in a garden space. This is kind of a fun little DIY project. However, this is actually marketed as a screen, which sure, great, love it. But for me, it's not tall enough. What I would actually love to do, see if I get in trouble, is I would love to turn this on its side and mount it above that acacia table that we looked at, and go ahead and use this as a hanging rail system for extra tools, to-do lists, what have you. But I think this mounted on a wall, if you mount it with, you can mount it with spacers, so you can actually have little things that will hook over top of this acacia rail. This would be so cool. And now you have actually like a really modern, interesting potting station. So last thing on my radar, and something I actually came here to look at today, is this Kolbjorn series. They've got a bunch of different kind of mix and match options. You can actually buy these 2 pieces separately. For me, I like closed outdoor storage. And this, I think, would be an exceptional item for a small space. One thing that I look for in all of my outdoor pieces is like, how is water gonna get in? They've got like really beautiful rolled edges here, so I'm not gonna have water pooling on top. They are a slim profile, which is great for a small space, but I don't know if it's gonna be right for me. Also, I thought this was really interesting. I would have loved, IKEA, I would have loved to have seen optional shelves here. We do have these little kind of like hook rail system with these little clippies. Are we hanging gardening gloves? What are we hanging out here? This doesn't make a lot of sense to me, just like straight up. I would have loved to have seen shelves in here, because then we have a really useful space. Or if this was a tiny bit taller, we could put shovels in there. However, this smaller side, this is like exceptional storage, because you need fertilizer, you need gardening gloves, you need nozzles, all of those little things. So this is a really, really awesome storage piece. And I also like that you can secure the doors shut in case you are anticipating a windstorm. Okay, one more thing I wanted to touch on are these little floor tiley systems. They are a great way to create that kind of the grounding effect from a rug, but without the hassle of a rug. Because I find even if I buy an indoor-outdoor rug, they are disgusting by the end of the season because our climate is so rainy. So this is a really good option because it provides softness underfoot and an avenue for water to flow through. Friends, I'm gonna leave it right there for you. I just wanted a nice, tight, concise list for you in case you are on the hunt, because there's definitely some good buys here, and then there are some things that I just simply would pass on because I don't feel like they're gonna hold up to my winters, which are relatively mild in the grand scheme of things. Okay, I'm gonna see you in the next one, and in the meantime, say hello to your garden for me.